Hey guys, remember when I reviewed the iPhone 16 Pro Max? Okay, well maybe you don't. I reviewed the iPhone 16 Pro Max when it came out and I had positive and negative things to say about it. And I thought it was a good upgrade for people who would love to switch from the much older iPhones like the iPhone 13s and the iPhone 12s, since you get at least an extra year of software updates relative to the iPhone 15 Pro Max. However, it's been 2 to 3 months since I started using the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I now have some sort of a better understanding of what the features are supposed to do and a better familiarity with the major upgrades or the major changes like camera control and Apple Intelligence. So after 3 months, is this the right time to get the iPhone 16 Pro Max? Let's find out. My name is Salah, but you can call me KJ. What has really impressed me about the iPhone 16 Pro Max is the performance. The performance on this phone is really good and it's been great for me since day one, and till today it is still great. So one of the few things that Apple did was introducing a new cooling system that prevents the phone from overheating, especially during heavy tasks like gaming, for example. Now what makes the improvement more impressive is that when the iPhone 15 series came out, people did complain about how warm it got without even performing any intensive activity. So with Apple listening to its users, they fixed this issue with one of the iOS updates, which solved most of the problems. But hardware limitations are significant parts of why phones overheat, and every brand constantly seeks ways to ensure that you can get things done with their phones without any thermal throttling. Now on the iPhone 16 Pro Max, Apple went beyond relying on software to ensure that the performance is as smooth as possible. They also added a graphite and aluminum layer to the phone, which grabs heat from the chip and spreads it out so it doesn't stay concentrated in one place. This ensures that despite the iPhone 16 Pro having a bigger battery, the iPhone handles the heat generated better than the iPhone 15 Pro Max. The iPhone 16 Pro Max also has the Apple A18 Pro chip and a hexa-core CPU. This basically means that despite having similar AI capabilities with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, the 16 Pro Max AI capabilities are more powerful and efficient as a result of that increased memory speed. Simply put, you get better performance on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. It's that simple. And if you're enjoying this video so far, why not subscribe? It's free for one and it's just one click away. My goal for the year is 30,000 subs, and it'll be really dope if I can get there before the year ends. As always, thank you guys for your support. So I'd like to call this part the not so impressive changes that Apple made with the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Gone are the days when battery life was a major concern for iPhone users. iPhones now have excellent battery life. Recent iPhones can last you all day on light to medium usage and compete with the best of the best in class when it comes to heavy usage. Apple improved the battery performance of the 16 Pro Max by increasing its capacity, making it slightly better than the iPhone 15 Pro Max. However, in real-world usage, the difference isn't really noticeable. The 16 Pro Max offers about an extra hour of battery life over the 15 Pro Max for your everyday activities, and just a few extra minutes during intensive gaming sessions or taking videos. Now, while these incremental gains are welcome, they don't exactly scream a remarkable upgrade. Yes, it is an improvement on its predecessors, but only just. Now, for most users, this slight improvement might feel more like a footnote than a headline feature. Now, what makes this improvement even less remarkable is the fact that while Apple increased the capacity of the 16 Pro Max, they didn't think to increase its fast charging capabilities. Personally, I think the average user might notice that their new phone charges a bit slower than their older phones, more than they notice the battery lasting longer than the older phones. So it's not so impressive. So let's talk about camera control for a second. And I wasn't comfortable with this when I reviewed it 2 to 3 months ago, and I'm still not comfortable with it right now. See, I'm not sure if this needed to exist. First, it is in an awkward position, especially when you position your phone vertically, which is how most people use their camera. Secondly, it's not intuitive. Now, one of the reasons why many people love the iPhone is because it is user-friendly. It is simplified to an extent that many users do not even think about maneuvering their phones to optimize obscure capabilities. Now, I'm not debating whether that's good or not, but it just works. People love the simplicity. With camera control, Apple kind of neglects its tenets for a button that is absolutely unnecessary. For instance, a light tap on the button opens the camera settings, but when you tap it too hard, you can accidentally take a picture. I can double tap the button to open camera options, which is cool, but then navigating the options and doing something exactly like activating a specific zoom becomes difficult. The only positive I can think about right now is that you can quickly take a picture by clicking the button twice, one to open the camera and another to take a picture. But also, iOS 18 now allows me to swipe left on my lock screen and quickly open the camera to take a picture. So I don't really know why I should use this. If you don't also want to use that, you can just even remap your action button to open the camera. Do you see my point? On the upside though, the camera control feels like a work in progress and could actually become accessible with more updates. It could become a great feature on the iPhone 17 series, but right now it's undercooked and it just takes a lot of space. Thankfully, we can disable it. And if you're still wondering, the camera on this is still one of the best out there you can get in any smartphone, especially if you love shooting video. If I do record video, it's mostly in the ProRes log format because I think it is the best way to shoot as it takes in as much detail as possible. I have used this to shoot an entire video on my YouTube channel, so yes, it does come in handy if you do not want to buy any expensive camera with expensive lenses. So with 2024 ending and 2025 on the horizon, should you buy the iPhone 16 Pro Max today? So if you're switching from a much older iPhone like the iPhone 12s or the 13s, I'll suggest that you should consider it, especially if you're curious about trying out camera control. You get at least an extra year update and you get the iPhone with the best performance and the best battery. So for someone switching from a much older iPhone, you will find that the iPhone 16 Pro really impresses because it packs all the old features like the action button and the dynamic island and the new features like camera control. But if you use the iPhone 14 series and you're planning to upgrade, I think you should just buy the iPhone 15 Pro Max. They have every impressive feature that the iPhone 16 Pro Max has, including Apple Intelligence, which has been available on the iPhone 15 Pro Max for the last few months, even though it was launched this year. And if you already have the iPhone 15 Pro Max, I advise you just stick with it and wait for the iPhone 17 Pro, the Pro Max, or whatever they want to call it. Ultimately, while the iPhone 16 Pro Max is the best that Apple has to offer right now, it lacks that wow factor, that it factor needed to justify that much money that you're going to spend. I mean, if I could get the iPhone 15 Pro Max for a fraction of the money that I would spend on the 16 Pro Max, I would definitely be getting the 15 Pro Max because it is a no-brainer. Thank you guys for watching this video. What are your thoughts on the iPhone 16 Pro Max and what are you looking for in the next iPhone? Comment down below and let me know. Subscribe and like this video as this goes a long way for me. And with that, my name is KJ and I'll catch you guys in the next one.